Hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf. Do hope I find you well. Well, today's video is a little bit of a restoration here. So Christmas Day, my uncle came down to visit and brought with him a couple of boxes of engines and cars for us to take a look at. So thank you very much. Down in the bottom of one of the boxes is this Hornby Dublo. You can see it's 3-rail. You've got the pickup in the middle there. Duchess of Atholl. Now, I think I have done one of these on the channel before, but this one, I saw it in there, thought, this is a good, nice, easy one to start with. And there's a little bit of paintwork that needs fixing at the front there. Now, there wasn't a tender in the box, but luckily enough, I had a rummage through my scrap bin, and look what I found. So I've actually got a scrap tender. Now, the centre wheel does need a little bit of attention. We'll see if we can get a better fitting wheel to go on there. But yeah, I believe that's the correct tender for this Loco, so quite lucky there, really. Now, in terms of the paintwork, when I first saw this, I was originally thinking, well, actually, I'll do a wartime black version because, you know, you can see the damage at the front here. But actually, with the tender there being in such nice condition with the LMS on the side, a couple of little chips to touch in, and actually, on this side of the Loco, you know, it's almost pristine, looking really good with very few chips or marks on it. It just needs a little bit of attention on the front of the smoke box there, painting around the side of the smoke box and touching in a couple of places, and then get some new numbers on the side. So actually not too much to do to the Loco body there at all, really. So anyway, let's take this over to the track. I'll show you what it's doing. It is a non-runner, and then we'll come back, get the lid off, and see if we can fix it. Well, let me just show you what it's doing. So I've got it on the track here. Now I'm just going to put the power onto the controller, and you can hear it just buzzing a little bit. And it will move very slightly, but yeah, nothing there, unfortunately. Let's just try the other direction. Yeah, hopefully you can hear that buzzing, but again, yeah, no movement there. Right, let's get this back over the bench, let's get the lid off and see if we can fix it. Well, there you can see it wants to go, it's buzzing, so it's certainly getting some power somewhere, but yeah, non-runner. So let's get the pony trucks off first. Right, let's undo this nut on the front. Another wash of that. Right, what we got inside? Wow, look at that thing. Almighty suppressor in there. Motor looks rather clean, actually. I think what we'll do is just get this apart, give it a good service, and we may have to take this suppressor or whatever that is out. Yeah, a bit of a monster there. Right, put that over there as well. Let's get the brushes out. Trusty cocktail stick. Can't go wrong with these. That's one spring. Take that spring out, put that over there. And the other spring. That's one brush. The other one doesn't want to come yet, we'll get that in a moment. Let's undo the magnet. I'm using these big pliers because my son's borrowed half my tools. So I would recommend using spanners, obviously, for undoing nuts and bolts rather than oversized pliers. Right, that's one side of the magnet. This side is well locked in there. Yeah, it's very tight. Right, let's make sure we get that round the right way. Cool, the magnet doesn't want to come out. I might have to leave that in situ. I think that's been glued in. Okay, right. Let's get the armature out, give that a clean. Just check the ball bearings in here. There should be some, on these ones, there should be a very small, yeah, it's in there. There's a very small ball bearing in there. Making sure not to lose that. Learned that in early doors. There's the locking nut. How does the armature look? Just a little bit messy, but looks okay actually. Doesn't look too bad at all. A little bit of grime down in the chassis, so I think we'll go and give this a clean. Obviously there's another ball bearing in there. Oh, and I need to get that pickup out, the brush out. There it goes. Where's that gone? There it is. Okay, I think I'm going to go and give this a good clean. Now the ball bearings, well, yeah, it's not coming out. Yeah, give this a clean, give the armature a clean, and then we'll reassemble and see how it runs. Nice free motion on it, which is good. A little bit squeaky. I've given the chassis a little bit of a clean over with some soapy water and electrical cleaner. See here, look, the residual coming off. That's brought it up quite nicely actually. Not too bad at all. That's the bolt for the body fixing. Move that over to one side. Right, and now the armature. So to clean, when I mentioned the electrical cleaner, this is what I use. WD-40, you see on here, it does actually say contact cleaner on there. It's not WD-40 oil, it's just made by them. Contact cleaner. These are about £5 a can, and yeah, they're fantastic. Somebody recommended this to me when I first started doing the videos, and I've been using it since, and it brings up all of the components in your train absolutely beautifully, obviously without doing any damage. The last thing you want to be doing is scrubbing one of these armatures, because they are very, very fragile. So just with electrical cleaner, just takes the worst of the grime off, and yeah, cleans them up quite nicely. There we go. It wasn't too dirty, to be fair, in the first place. Right, that's okay. Right, I just wanted to have another quick look at this mechanism, because it was jamming. I noticed it's got a little bit of paint on the motion. So let's just have a quick look at this. Yeah, somebody painted this in the past. A little bit of paint. I think it's making the motion stick, or the cross slide, should I say. Let's do this one as well. A bit of corrosion there as well. Try and take that off while I something's getting caught. Try a little bit of oil on there. Well, That's definitely the cross slides. That's better. Just a little bit dry, I think. Oh yeah, that's much better. Right, while I'm here, let's give these a little oil. And the axles. Okay. Wheels don't look too bad actually. I might give them a little clean up. No, they don't look bad enough to worry about. Let's see, leave those as they are for now. Because I think if I clean them, they've all got this sort of patina on them that makes them look okay. So yeah, we'll leave those. Right, let's get the armature back in. A little bit of oil on the oil and gear. Drop that down in the bottom there. I don't think this is the original armature from this, looking at it. Well, off camera I've had a look at the armature and the way it's fitting into the chassis, and I've convinced myself that it's either an incorrect armature, or actually I think probably the ball bearing is in fact missing on the lower bearing. So I'm just going to drop one of these tiny ball bearings in there to try and lift the armature up a little bit, and hopefully that should improve the way that it sits and allow the locking nut to be put back where it should be. So that's the bearing. How am I going to get that in there? Probably with a little bit of grease on. Right, so let's put a tiny bit of grease on the end of this, and I should be able to pick the bell bearing up. That's it, and drop that in down there. I can only just see it. Right, that's that in. So let's drop the armature back and see how that sits now. Oh, that's much better. Right, let's lift it out. Perfect. I will just slacken that off a tiny bit, and now the locking ring should fit on top. So you should fit on top. That's not going on at the moment. There it goes. Right, that's that done. Let's get the magnet back together. Okay, that goes on that side. And that one fits in there. Now before I do that, I'm going to bring in Ronald Dodd's machine, which I've shown many times on this channel. So if you're not aware, basically this remagnetizes, puts energy back into the magnets. So you just put the magnet with the correct polarity in between the two armatures, push the button, and it remagnetizes the magnet. Most important thing is to make sure that the polarity is correct. So I'm just trying to find my compass. There it is. So we just put the compass on top of here and make sure the north is pointing in the right direction. That's very odd. Right, I think the magnet's actually in round the wrong way. Right, let's get this magnet out of here. Yeah, the magnet's been put in round the wrong way. How am I going to get that out? Yeah, when I'm looking down on it, you see north is pointing towards that end of the... It should be pointing to the side. So that's probably why this hasn't been running. How to get this out? That's there it goes. Right, so let's put this back in now. Like that, which is the correct way. Actually, I can turn that round. North is that way. So north is now pointing over this side. These then go on the sides like so. And then we drop it into the machine for the magnet. Now, as always with this, yeah, look at that. That's perfect now. Much better. Right, as always with this machine, I'm not going to do it on camera because it does create quite a big magnetic field. So I'm just going to move my cameras and phones out of the way and push the button, and I'll come back in just a moment. Right, and as you can see, now as I slide this out of here, this is well magnetized into the machine. So that worked quite well. So the biggest problem with this that we found so far is the magnet was 90 degrees in the wrong orientation. So just slide this back on, do this bolt back up, and again, apologies for using such crude tools, because all mine are with my son at the moment. Right, let's put the brushes back in. I will give them a little clean. Put some cloth in. What's that one? That brush goes in here. And the other one. Come on, that's it. 2 springs. One there. Put that back on the end. And the other one, what have I done with the other spring? There. I really should get a tub for all these components. I've done it before, I've lost bits. Right, so that's the chassis back together. Let's go and give it a little test run and see if we fix the problems. Well, pop that down onto the test track. Apologies, I'm holding the camera with my other hand. Just give it a little bit of power. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Spot on. Nice control at slower speeds and control in both directions, no hesitation. I'd call that a success. Quite pleased with that. So now let's go back to the bench and cast attention to the body. Well, that was rather successful. I was a bit worried it was this sort of suppressor here that was causing the problem, but I'm not going to disturb any of that because it's running absolutely fine. Obviously, just the magnet at some stage in its life had been put back in round the wrong way. That stopped it running. I must admit, when I cleaned it out, it was rather clean inside. Obviously, a little adjustment on the armature has helped a little bit. I still think this is the wrong armature in here, just the way that the brushes are actually sitting on the surface there. They're a little bit, the armature's now a little bit high where I've put the ball bearing in underneath. So probably the wrong armature that's been fitted at some stage. But it seems to run quite happily and healthily now, so yeah, we'll leave it as is. Right, let's just drop the wheel trucks back on, and yeah, as I say, we'll turn our attention over to the body and the paintwork. Right, let's drop this one on first. So this sits on like so. That mounts onto here, that mounts onto there, then there's a washer. I can get the washer in. And the screw. Tighten that down. The rear one done, and the front one. How does this mount? Just straight through, I think. Yeah, the same thing. I will put that washer back on though. Try again. Tighten this down. That's where that other square, I wonder where that came from. It's actually sitting on the chassis just underneath the suppressor. So that's what the screw goes into. I'll just slide that on there. Hopefully you can see. And the bottom's dropped out. Right, that's that in place. Let's try again on this side. I haven't got enough fingers. Tighten that down, that's fine. Put that back where it was. There we go, so that's the chassis done. And onto the body. Okay, let's turn our attention to the body. Apologies if you can hear the fan in the background. I've actually got a new heater in the garage that I'm trying out today to see what it sounds like with the camera. It's absolutely freezing in here, so yeah, a very welcome addition to the workshop. Right, off camera, I've cleaned up the smoke box area. Now, there was a lot of pitting on here. It looked like somebody had to go with glue. All I've done is scraped off all of the residue and sort of polished up the surface. I'm not proposing to do any more to this. I was going to fill it, but looking at it, I've almost lost the latching of the smoke box door, the dart. I've almost lost that already, and I've almost lost the hinges. So I don't think best left alone. And then we'll just spray it and see what it looks like. I need to remove the handrail, so I'm going to do that now. I'm not going to take them fully off. I'm probably only going to take them back to here so that I can just mask those to one side. And then a bit of masking around the smoke box itself, ready for spraying. So join me in a moment. I'll get that masked up and come back and show you what I'm doing. Well, there you go, that's all masked up, ready to go. I've given it a little brush over with some wire wool as well, just to take some of the rough patches out. It's never going to be perfect, but that's the patina of these old trains. So going to get a little bit of primer on here and then give it a dust over with some sort of matte paint, which should bring the smoke box out quite nicely. Right, let's give it a little coat of black paint here. That side, and this side. Right, let that set. Right, so off camera, I've actually dusted the roof over on the cab as well. And I've painted the side in the cab. Slightly, not quite the perfect colour, but close enough. It's, you know, your eye doesn't go straight to it, so that's fine. Let's unmask the front, see how this looks. I'm hoping there won't be a line on the black paint that's too obvious. Let's have a look. Oh no, that's nice. That's perfect. That'll do nicely. Yeah, that looks okay. I may actually paint the running boards in black, and I'm going to touch in a couple of the little bits of the paint with the enamel that is in the BR Crimson. So let me do that, and we'll come back and finish off this video. So I've just touched in the paint around the tender. It's not quite a perfect match, but it's hidden some of the little scratches and things on there, and I've painted in some of the body. Yeah, just touched in different areas, so it looks a little bit better. So time to bend back the handrails. Push these back through the body to hold them in place. Easier said than done. Just take that off. A bit of overspray paint on the end of that handrail. Alright, I'll slide that one through there. Now I have managed to lose one of the little spring clips, so I'll just have a look for that in a moment. Just bending the tabs back inside the Loco body. Right, just grab another little piece of wire. I made one of them, I just wanted to try it off camera. That worked okay, so I'll do this one the same. Just put that end back on so I don't catch myself. Right, let's take that one off of there. One little bit of wire. Just loop that round. Just push it shut here with the pliers. Okay, perfect. Now we've got a loop. Poke that through the body. Like so. I'll just open those out inside as we've done with the others. There we go. Okay, perfect. Time to drop this back onto the chassis, and we're just about ready to go and trial it. Right, so making sure you get the tender connector through there, then this should drop back onto the body. There it goes. I knew it would go in the end. It's just getting a little bit caught in itself. Right, let's do this one back up. Now, if you remember at the beginning of the video, I said I was going to change the centre wheels on the tender. I've had a look through the boxes. I haven't actually got anything suitable, so I'll keep my eye out for a replacement for those. So at the moment, it's fitted with a plastic wheel, but it's smaller, so that will allow it to go around the corners because the flange is slightly higher away from the track surface. So I'm going to leave that as it is. I will touch the pony truck on the front here. I'll give that a paint in a moment, but I think I'll wrap this video up. I mean, that doesn't look too bad at all from what it was, certainly on this side. I will get some cab numbers. I don't have any of those at the moment, just to finish it off. But yeah, not a bad little restoration there, but let's take it over and see if it actually works. Right, let's give this a little bit of power. Backwards or forwards even. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. I'm very pleased with that indeed. So the main thing wrong with it was the magnet being 90 degrees out. Put that round the right way, re-magnetise it, good old clean, and then just spruce up the paintwork. A lovely little Hornby Dublo Loco here. Yeah, well, tender's just come off. Let's pop that back on. Yeah, very happy with that indeed. Okay, well, let's wrap this one up. So if you enjoyed the video, if it was of interest, then please do give it a thumbs up. And why not check out the channel? Lots on there, and if you can subscribe, you'd be doing me a really big favour. With that, I'm going to leave it there. Say thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.